Imagine living in a quiet small town of roughly 120 people. Nothing really goes on there, it's pretty quiet, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a giant caravan of RVs rolls into your town. At first you might be confused, but then you find out that it's led by a woman who's claiming to be the new Queen of Canada.
I am Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana of the Kingdom of Canada.
Her followers set up camp in an old abandoned school just down the street from you, and you can hear them chanting mystical decrees and doing weird dances. They put up fences around the school, and anyone who even comes close gets filmed and maybe even threatened. This actually happened in Richmound, Saskatchewan, where the bizarre reign of cult leader Romana Didulo, the so-called Queen of Canada, came crashing down.
You're under arrest, citizens. Stand down! Stand down!
Hi, everybody!
And our kids don't feel safe. I don't feel safe.
Thank you, Queen Romana! Thank you!
They have to look over their shoulder.
I'm sick and tired of listening to you.
I have also said that there is no more politics and no more politicians.
There's a lot of crazy details I want to go over in this story, so make sure to stick around till the end, but we have to start at the beginning. Romana says she was born in the Philippines in the 1970s and immigrated to Canada when she was a teenager. She worked a couple odd jobs and started a few businesses that never really took off. But her life changed dramatically during COVID, when the pandemic collided with the rise of conspiracy theories and a growing distrust of our institutions. Romana tapped into that world very well and reinvented herself, and she started off by starting her own unofficial political party. Now, this was obviously all BS. She didn't register this party, she just made a name and a video.
I'm the founder and the leader of Canada First. It's time for us to clean up the swamp in Ottawa.
In her early days, she spoke often about her hatred of vaccines and lockdowns during COVID, at a time where many people felt the same way. She gathered a large online following of roughly 80,000 people online, and with them, she continued to spout increasingly bizarre theories.
Hello, everyone. I am Queen Romana of Canada. I am backed by the Armed Forces of the United States. There are no more elections, no more politicians, no more politics in the Kingdom of Canada.
I will bless the Atlantic Ocean. When there are ships, when the ships are in or up there, they change the weather.
And as time went on and the world began to forget about COVID, she started getting more and more insane. For example, she claims to be from another planet.
We came as an entire community of the light beings, starships, from starships and star systems.
See stuff in the sky.
Yes, what I do here directly affects up there. And that is why they are escorting and protecting my convoy. The Octorians are the most advanced, like the Yoda.
That's right. Her followers believed that she was sent down by a higher power, and this higher power granted her the ability to heal, issue decrees and laws, and dictate how so-called sovereign citizens should live. Most dangerously, they believed these decrees took precedent over the actual laws of our land. One of the more common and famous examples of this is she claimed to have the ability to erase all debt. So she announced that credit card debt, mortgages, utility bills, all nullified under her rule. There's documentation proving that some people got foreclosed on because they stopped paying their bills.
So free utilities, free electricity, our water system should be free to everyone. No one should be paying. By the way, we don't have any more income tax. Yes, I've removed the income tax.
But they were convinced that their queen had freed them from financial responsibility, and I guess it didn't matter because her most loyal subjects traveled with her everywhere anyways. And the more followers she got, especially in person, the more dangerous her ideas became.
Is it true the White House and the Parliament buildings are going to be blown up?
I said you can blow up all of the legislature buildings in Canada.
Now, like I mentioned in the intro, Romana and her followers set up camp in a local abandoned school in Richmound, Saskatchewan. Eventually, the local community started feeling uneasy with their new quirky neighbor because dozens, if not hundreds of her followers from across the country began to flock into this tiny town to meet their new queen. She would hold these town halls where they would discuss their sovereign new nation and even handed out loyalty money as a form of their very own currency.
I am Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana of the Kingdom of Canada. There's relentless psyops operations to discredit Queen Romana and the team's work. I am hereby declare my oath of sovereignty.
CTV interviewed several people affected by this cult, and many people reported losing their homes, their retirement savings, their livelihoods, all because somebody in their family believed in her. To believe in something like this, you have to already be going through something very dark. One of her more sinister claims is that she has access to a technology called a medbed, which can heal any ailment.
We are replacing that with our med beds. Our med beds are actually now under control of our military.
My brother was born with CT cerebral palsy.
Yep.
Will the med beds help cure that?
Yes, it
Okay.
will realign whatever it is that's missing. If you were missing a particular,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
then it will create one as a human being. They will use that signature as a human being and then perfectly create you as an individual.
Oh man, I can't wait to get in that. I'll be running the streets. I won't be walking the streets.
And of course, all of her followers are responsible for the labor. They give her money, they follow her and do her bidding. They even fight people on her behalf in some cases. We'll get into that in a little bit. Now, you might be wondering, how are they able to stay inside the school? Couldn't the police just remove them? Well, it turns out they're not just squatting. The owner of the school is a member of the cult, and he's the one who invited them in. This is Richmound. He had originally bought the school as a marijuana grow-op, but when that business failed and his queen needed a place to stay, he had just the idea.
When I invited Queen Romana and team to come to Richmound, I mentioned we have a beautiful little town, friendly, and I also said that, you know, my building isn't the Holiday Inn, but it's mine.
Doing this made Rick shoot up the ranks to the point where now everybody in the cult calls him Your Excellency. And like I said before, the local neighbors were getting very tired of their quirky new neighbors because slowly they weren't so much quirky as they were just dangerous.
For each child that you have harmed, you will receive not one, but 2 bullets on your forehead. Think very, very carefully before you touch that needle.
The cult began sending out letters to the locals threatening to hurt them. In one letter, they warned some residents that if they did not follow the Queen's decrees, residents would be judged, and if found guilty of, quote, crimes against humanity or treason, they would face publicly broadcast execution upon yourselves and undeserved devastation upon your children, grandchildren, and families. And just a fun fact, the police on record told CTV that this letter was not enough to arrest Romana and her followers.
What they're saying here is that you will face publicly broadcast executions upon yourselves and undeserved devastation upon your children, grandchildren, and families. And I'm just wondering if that's not enough to consider the group dangerous and charge them.
At this point in time, we have no indication that there's any imminent threat. We would certainly notify the public if there was an imminent threat, but we have no indication of that. It goes back to who made those threats. And if it's not someone from the group, if it's someone online making the threats, then we have to trace that and make sure that we can do that. We have to be able to say that that individual is responsible. The burden of proof in a criminal code investigation is very high. It's beyond a reasonable doubt. We have to be able to say that beyond a reasonable doubt, this individual is the person responsible for making those threats.
Here are some clips of locals reacting to this, gathered by CTV's W5 at a town hall that they organized.
You asked if we're afraid. We're all afraid. Every person in this room is afraid because of the unknown actions that the group may take or may not take. Are there death threats? There's several out there. Lots of them, probably 25 people, I think, on the list.
I've had to see my family, their mental health go down the frickin' drain because they don't want to leave their farm or their property to go do stuff with their kids because they have to look over their shoulder. It changes their whole life.
And funnily enough, some of Romana's followers made an appearance at the town hall as well.
Some of these people have threatened their neighbors. Yes, you have. And it's not pretty. People get hurt, and people are getting hurt here on both sides. No, I'm not.
But
so
if I can...
off. I'm sick and tired of listening to you.
People like you supporting idiot there.
So the call makes it better?
You know what? It's about time you learned that there's two sides to everything, and that's the community as well.
My name is Mayor, and I want them gone, including him, the leader of the pack, or sorry, His Excellency for brains.
Now here's where things get really crazy. In August 2022, Romana and her followers marched to a police station in Peterborough, Ontario to try to arrest police officers for enforcing COVID restrictions. Romana even brought snacks.
Sardines. Sardines.
And of course, this ended up exactly how you think it did.
We are here today to make a citizen's arrest against the members of the Peterborough Police Department for their involvement in the crimes against humanity.
You guys are involved in the COVID crime, and we're placing these all under arrest. No, you're no.
Hey, oh! Hey! I suggest you stand down! Stand down, please! Stand down!
Stand down!
Stand down!
You guys are under arrest, citizens.
Stand down!
Take him!
6 protesters were charged, 2 for assaulting police. And where was the Queen of Canada during all of this? Well, she was in her RV the whole time, live streaming.
So the triangular craft, military craft showed up, and that's the special forces, right above the Peterborough police station.
Now this story does have a happy ending, for now at least. After being in that town for roughly 2 years, on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025, Romana and 15 of her followers were arrested by RCMP. Finally, RCMP received a report on August 25th of one of the building's occupants possessing a firearm. That led to an investigation, which culminated into the raid. And of course, like everything else with this lady, she was live streaming when it happened. The footage is a bit grainy, but here it is.
You're under arrest. We have a warrant. They have a warrant for what? What kind of warrant did they have? Did they have a arrest warrant? What kind of warrant did they have? You have multiple types of warrant. That's okay, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Okay.
Leave the phone down. You're under arrest.
All right.
Some justice, at least for now. If this story picks up again, I'll make sure to make a follow-up. So if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Also, please check out my other stories on my channel. And as always, thanks so much for watching.